Today I want to read you a brief snapshot of a passage in Matthew chapter 9, verses 9 through 13. This is where we hear Matthew's version of him being called to follow Jesus. As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth. Those of you who have seen The Chosen can picture how they portray that. And he said to him, "Follow me." And he got up and followed him. And as he sat at dinner in the house, many tax collectors and sinners came and were sitting with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" But when he heard this, he said, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. Go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have come to call not the righteous, but sinners." I love this passage about the call of Matthew and the dinner party in his house that follows, because to me it's perhaps one of the best examples of how Jesus invests in people. And this week, when I'm talking with you about becoming like Jesus, that's the principle I want to share with you today, and I really want you to try to build on in your life even more than you may already be doing. Jesus always is investing in people, and you and I need to be investing in people every day. And what do I mean by that? It means, first of all, actually physically taking time with people, and it means believing in people's potential and helping them to be all that God has called and created them to be, often when they may not even see it or think that it's even possible. Many of us know that tax collectors were utterly reviled and despised by their fellow Jews for cooperating with the occupying Roman army and just stealing their neighbor's blind, because the tax system then was you paid basically a commission to be able to do it, and as much money as you could extract, once you paid the Romans what you had to pay them, you got to keep the rest for yourself. So a tax collector was reviled, isolated, despised, and part of what you have to think about in your own life and for yourself, think about people or types of people who you think are far from God, who are just terrible, and you look down on them, you have derogatory thoughts about them. Think about who that might be for you today. And then think about the fact that Jesus invests in a person whose community feels that way about him, like Matthew. And not only does Jesus call him to follow him, but Jesus goes to dinner in his house. And you have the righteous, self-righteous Pharisees wondering, why are you doing this? You should be separate from these people. They're sinners. And yet Jesus is always much more concerned about investing in people and helping to heal those who are sick and helping to draw those who are far from God closer to God than he is about people who are smug and arrogant and condescending in their own faith, judging him or his disciples for who they're spending time with and relating to. I hope that you'll take this story of Jesus' call of Matthew and his willingness to be with him and his very far from God colleagues and friends as a reminder that you and I are called to invest in people, even people other people look down on, even people you may look down on.